Hello, everyone, and welcome to Gotaproblemmate podcast. Gapham.
It's a Gapham.
It's a Gapham, and they're all saying that around.
Have you heard them all saying it?
Richard Madeley said it on Instagram.
Did he?
He's been saying it's a Gapham.
Yeah, it's a Gapham.
It's a Gapham.
If you've got a problem, mate, then you're in the right place because this is the podcast. Fuck off. This is a podcast that deals with your problems.
Absolutely, but do you really want to?
Of course I don't. This is live.
Podcast. This is live.
This is the podcast where we prod away at your problems.
Yeah, but even if you don't care about that, it's fun, silly chats and us, etc.
How many
really
times
good.
without us, let's be realistic, without me and Bilal, how many times a week are you really laughing? Not many. We're bringing up that average considerably.
You have to laugh in life, everybody. That is the key to happiness in a healthy life.
What a great guest we got on the show today.
Rich Wilson, lovely guest. Okay, hold on. Here's a good question for you.
Yes.
What is a veteran comedian? How many years do you have to have
think
done?
Anyone who's been going longer than 15 years.
So I've been going like 10.
Yeah, you're not a vet.
I'm not a vet.
No, you're a young
You're
boy.
a veteran.
Because I'm a young vet.
A young vet.
Yeah. Like I've been going for 19 years in October, which is now.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, happy October. It's my birthday this month.
Spooky Halloween.
Spooky Halloween, everybody. I owe you a present still.
Okay, cool.
For your birthday.
Yeah.
Can
Or
you
just pay me the money you owe me.
I owe you money for tickets.
On today's episode, we're going to be chatting about being a dad, sleep apnea, my rumbling stomach.
Yeah, his tummy's been making noises
all day.
Yeah.
And how both my arms go to sleep when I'm asleep, and we're worried that I've got underlying health issues.
And many much more things as such.
Many much more things as such.
Many much more things as such, guys.
Enjoy.
Salute.
I know I will. I'm going on tour. It's my first ever UK tour, and I'd really like you to be there. I'm going to the following places. On the 4th of October, I'm going to be in Hemel Hempstead. On the 11th of October, I'm going to be in Banbury. On the 14th of October, I'm going to be in London. Have you heard of it? It's quite a big place. On the 14th of November, I'm going to be in Manchester. On the 27th of November, I'm going to be in Bristol. And then in spring of 2025, I'm going to Poole, Cambridge, Leicester, Birmingham, Norwich, Margate and Brighton. If tickets sell well, I'm going to have a tour support. It's probably going to be the guy who's not saying anything next to me. But if I can't, it's just going to be me. So please buy tickets. I'd love to see you there. It's my first ever tour. Don't let me down. You can find tickets on my linktr.ee on my Instagram. Thank you very much.
All right. Now stay still. All right. Don't look at that. Sit up. Today's guest, everybody, we're very lucky to have an excellent comedian with us, a very good podcaster, and very lovely guy. Rich has won a bunch of awards, nominated for things, and has contributed to BBC Three, Sky Arts and Channel 4. Best MC at the 2023 Chortle Awards. You don't need to dream of that kind of thing. It's Rich Wilson, everybody. That was quite a good, concise one.
That was good from you.
Because usually I go off and ramble and it's...
Right, yeah.
But you need to pull it back. You've not been doing well at this
No, you're right. Go ahead.
Last week's capitulation in front of your hero.
This is part of your intro.
Our guest this week is one of the loveliest people in comedy. I almost see him as a comedy uncle. He was there at my first ever paid 20.
Oh, really?
He's a fantastic dresser. I can't believe I messed it up so early on. I love this man dearly, and whenever I see him, I always feel like I don't get to spend enough time with him, and I'm feeling exactly that way about him now because he's just such a wonderful guy and funny to boot. It's Rich Wilson, everybody.
What is this? A best man speech?
Yeah, because that's how I feel about Rich.
It's tricky, isn't it, to go, which one? They're both lovely, both great.
Yeah.
What can you do?
But like mine was a proper...
I'll go with Bilal.
Even on a technical...
Then he was trying to make up for it, like, he's the best guy I've ever met.
No, I didn't say best guy I've ever met. That's you.
You were at his first paid gig.
Yeah,
I was there. Yeah.
Was it bad? Yeah.
It was when Joey was finding himself.
Right.
And as we, when
I found some more of myself the other day.
Did you? Where was it? Where was it? Down the back of the bed.
Rooted around down in the front of me trousers.
Jacket you hadn't worn for a while. You know, we're all when we start out. You want to be whoever you want to be. We've all done it. I wanted to be this person or that person.
Who did you want to be?
I wanted to be Louis C.K.
Oh, okay.
But then obviously, you know,
not all of
Anyone
it.
know?
Not all
Not
of
everything.
it. Not
What
all
does
of
the CK stand for?
What does it stand for?
Is it?
I don't know.
Is it something to do with cock?
I've actually don't know.
Yeah,
Don't know.
Okay, yeah.
No, I don't know.
I very much wanted to be Noel Fielding.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's fair to say
That
that.
would, yeah. I think that's where you were
And
at
a bit
at
of
the
Vic
time.
Greaves.
Yeah.
I wanted to be Nelson Mandela, but yours are good too.
What a great stand-up he was, Nelson.
He was a great.
In the. Did you know that he ran the comedy club in the prison?
That's right. Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Thank you very much for joining us. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Very, very good. Very sweaty today. It
doesn't get any better down here
warm,
in the bunker.
It's weird because it rained a bit as well.
Yeah.
But it's sweaty.
There's going to be a storm. Storm's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
What have you been up to?
Gigging mainly.
Is that how you start this podcast?
What have you been up to?
What have you been up to?
I like
It's
it.
a nice question.
Casual.
Yeah.
I like it.
Good lunch?
Yeah, sure. Not yet. I haven't had it yet.
Oh, no.
Too busy running around. Great. Gigging. Gigs are great. I've been supporting Joe Wilkinson on his work in progress little
lovely.
tour, which is nice.
That's great.
Bringing up a little baby. We've got a 9-month-old kid now.
Congratulations.
Which is nice. It's good to do it again after having done it already.
It's like the Oasis comeback tour,
Yes, what it is,
but as being a dad.
It's the same amount of piss that you have to stand in. It's only time legitimately you can walk around with another person's poop on you. You know, and they go, what's that? I go, it's poop. I've got a 9-month-old. And they go, fair play.
No, there's clubs that allow that.
I've not been to Torch Garden before. I nearly went.
I've never been.
Never been. I nearly went.
Have you been,
and
Bilal?
we never
With
went.
Dark Horse? Don't say where, like you don't even know what we're talking about.
Yeah, he's got darkness underneath it going on. Yeah.
Do you like? I bet you like being tickled, didn't you?
Yeah, he likes to have Cocoa Pops tipped into his underpants while he's being tickled.
But that sounds okay. Is that not allowed?
No, it's
Listen,
whatever you want.
listen, we're not here to kink shame, man.
We are in Soho.
Yeah.
And the bowels of Soho.
Yeah. Oh, mate, if this basement could talk, that's why they've coated it in stuff.
Because it was previously coated in stuff.
Now, anyway.
Speaking of which, because it's gotten quite baldy already.
Yeah, I apologise. That's always me.
This may not be okay. So
I always lower the
do you
tone.
want to rein it in and get this under
Rich,
control?
we have a feature called Vet the Guest where we it's like a quick personality test. I'll ask you 5 questions. Please answer honestly because Joey can tell. He did a course.
Did he?
Yeah, he went to college. He was
Which
the
college
oldest
did
there
you
by
go
far.
College.
Leighton sixth form college he went to.
Right.
If you fail, you won't be allowed to continue on.
What?
Yeah.
We've
We've
had
had
to.
Louis C.K. didn't make it through,
Yeah.
famously.
This is a heavy podcast suddenly.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But it is important that you answer honestly.
Yeah,
Can't
yeah.
stress that enough.
Okay.
Question 1. When's the best time of the day?
The best time of the day.
That's a good question.
That is a great question.
That's a good question.
It used to be, I'm quite a night owl, so always nighttime was always my thing.
Yeah, me too.
But now I'm a bit older, I think there's a sweet spot at about 8 o'clock in the morning where the world is just coming to life. Things are happening, especially when it's like springtime. That's quite nice. You know,
Spring has sprung.
Spring has sprung. You've got the back door open and you're having a cup of coffee or whatever you're doing, and it's just nice. You're just about to start your day. That's a sweet spot right there.
8 a.m.
Yeah, 8 a.m.
8 a.m.
Yeah.
That's a lovely
Did you
answer.
know there was an 8 in the morning, Bilal?
Oh, no. That's when I go,
Oh, you young
that's when I
lads
go
are
to
still,
sleep.
Yeah, you're still at it.
I've got one here. I mean, I write these late at night. Question 2. What animal would you like to be at night?
And I like the way you specify night. Oh God. At night, man alive. What would I like to be at night? I don't know why that's tickled me so much.
I'm glad it
good
has,
question.
though.
That's a great question. It was the night bit, at night.
Feel free to join in at home what animal you would like to be
What
at
would you
night.
like to be at night in the comments?
Do you know what? An octopus.
Oh,
Because I think an octopus at night really gets stuck into what it truly is. Because obviously not from this planet, they're aliens. And in the day, like we see him swimming
he's
around
one of them
doing it.
cranks.
He's one of them.
He's one of them
You know, they do their octopus things, but I think at night, like they come out and they walk around.
Oh, on the
Have
land.
on a wander around. Yeah. Ever seen an octopus?
I saw one on land actually.
Yeah.
Walking on 2 feet.
Yeah,
with a
yeah,
suitcase.
just wander around.
I've read
I
about
saw
that.
one
yeah.
like schlupping over some rocks.
Yeah.
But it was out the water.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
Obviously
day
didn't know
though.
obviously didn't know what time it was.
Mm.
Maybe it was the walk of shame.
Yeah.
I didn't know they do that.
A little bit, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So an octopus, I reckon.
Good answer.
Thank
Question 3. How do you get to sleep?
you. I get to sleep really easily. I'm really good at sleeping.
Oh, yeah?
me too.
Has that always been the case?
Well, I say I'm good at sleeping. Now, at the minute, what we found out is that I've got sleep apnea.
Oh.
And I had a monitor on my finger the other week, and they test you to see what's going on, and it said that I have 46 episodes a night. That night, I had 46 episodes where my brain was waking me up because I wasn't breathing.
To get you out of the deep
Yeah.
sleep.
So that's why I genuinely thought I had like onset of dementia for a bit
Because you were so tired.
I was so tired. I just want to sleep at traffic lights.
Whoa.
I was forgetting. I was like going places and forgetting how to get there. And I'm like, this is frightening, actually. And I'm meeting people and forgetting their names, MCing and forgetting names, like people that I've worked with.
Yeah,
for
but
many
some
years.
of the people.
Yeah, some of
the people on these lineups.
There's a lot of people doing comedy. There's
Yeah.
a few comedians. Anyway,
You know who you fucking are.
yeah. The bigger the tripod. Anyway, so I'm great at falling asleep.
But not great at
Not
sleeping.
great at sleeping.
So do you have a sleep apnea machine now?
I'm picking it up on I'm picking it up
really?
Thursday. Yeah.
And what is it?
So
It
hang on.
stays on.
It puts so it's an oxygen mask, and it pushes. It keeps the pipes open and keeps oxygen flowing.
That sounds quite
So your
nice.
brain,
doesn't it?
yeah, I can't wait.
Well-
I cannot wait.
Well, I've said this before on this podcast, I think, but that happened to Buster Rhymes.
Did it?
Yep, he had to get one.
There you go.
Yeah.
There
Good
you
enough
go.
for Buster Rhymes,
but
mate.
hang on. So from the time between when you found out to you picking up the mask is how long?
It's been years, for a good 5 years.
What, since you found out?
No. So I've only just found out. So it was like 2 weeks ago.
But so now you know
Now
that
I
your
know,
brain is waking you up because you're not breathing.
yeah.
Is going to sleep in this period, in this interim period, quite scary.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's a
right.
bit of it. There's a bit that you go.
So I would want to stay up for 2 weeks just for an excuse. But
Who hasn't done that once in their life?
There you go. This is why we do vet the guest,
Is it?
because we wouldn't have known any of this.
because if he nods off
you go.
during this episode or forgets
yeah,
your
yeah.
name, don't take it
Fair
personally.
play, you know. Let's see. Question 4. Have you ever done a gratitude list? He's done a gratitude list.
No, a friend of mine who got me started in comedy, a comedian called Silky,
Oh, yeah. I know.
and
yeah.
Silky, yeah, and he told me there's actually a voice note on my phone telling he did it into my phone, and telling me exactly like why I am great.
And you listen to that every day for
I
a
haven't
gig.
listened to it since, but but he said you should do that. Like, make a note of all the positive stuff that's been sent to you, all the reviews, anything that's nice, and it just reminds you that
That's good.
This
Yeah.
guy's a megalomaniac.
You
So
know
he just
what?
got it all.
Something.
Yeah.
All the stars in his shed.
He's got like Minority Report. It's up on a screen. He's got the gloves.
Something I do actually find useful is at the end of the year, trying to list like 10 things, work. It's all to do with work
Of course it is.
that
Yeah.
I'm proud of.
Yeah.
Because I find that really helps you.
What about your friendship with your friend Joey
Definitely.
Page?
That doesn't go on there, no. I wouldn't put that on there.
Is
I
this
don't
just-
want to.
do you don't need to sort of label it. I think it's just there, isn't it?
No.
No.
And final question. If you were a footballer, what would your goal celebration be?
I think I would just take a bow.
Oh, that's good.
That's a touch of
Just
class.
I like that because it's quite
That's
a
it.
understated one, you know?
Mm.
I
Yeah.
don't like the whole Cristiano Ronaldo doing the Sue.
So
You know
what?
that? Sue.
So
That's his celebration where he jumps and does a spin in the air and then lands and everyone
Oh.
goes Sue.
why do they go Sue?
It's his thing.
What would I think? I'd like a bit of a sort of just point and run,
Yeah.
You'd do a forward roll on a
or
cartwheel.
a little like
Yeah, you
jumping a
skid-
little,
yeah,
little
yeah,
jump
yeah.
and a little.
You'd
punch.
skid on your knees, mate. That's what you'd do.
No, I would love to do a Klinsmann, but I think it would hurt too much. I don't like pain.
That's diving on the floor.
I know, yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Congratulations, Rich. You scored 3,300 points. That's very high.
Can I
It's
just
not
stop you
bad
there?
at all. Thank you.
We're gonna have to dock 10 for the breathing issues.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just medical
Wait, but so he gets less points for having a medical issue? Is that what
for
you're
not being able to breathe properly. Yeah, I think
Is that what we're doing now?
Wow, that's harsh.
Right. You really should check
It's health and safety. It's for the insurance.
because you booked, Rich. For this,
Yeah.
So you should have checked.
Yeah, I should have
Right.
checked
For the
in
insurance.
Before I should have
The
signed a
insurance.
form. If
You got-
anything happens to me while I'm here, it's not your fault.
You got public liability insurance?
No, of course not.
Right.
Have you?
When I need it, I get it.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
get it when we need it.
We got it when
Yeah.
we need it.
Well, we never get it.
We never need it.
You need it sometimes to do Edinburgh.
Sometimes in a venue and they go, you have to have your
It's
own.
like, why? And
Yeah.
it covers you up to £5 million, which I don't even understand.
No.
Well, is there a way? Right, hang on a second.
Yeah.
Hang
Rich,
on.
I feel like you're not afraid to make a bit of money,
No, of course
right?
not.
Right. So if I had public liability insurance for say up to £5 million,
Uh-huh.
and you hurt yourself to the tune of £5 million, and then we split it.
Yeah, right. Do you
How does
know
that
what? Well, I think you have to make sure it looks. I mean, we've got evidence already that we're planning it. So
we
this
won't
is
put
terrible.
this out.
No,
This episode's not going
no,
anywhere.
this is terrible planning. But it's funny because my wife keeps asking me. She goes, "Have you got life insurance?" I'm like, yeah.
Oh.
So I think I'm at that age now where people are like, "Well, you're 52. Well, maybe you are a little bit disposable now. Maybe it wouldn't matter if you just bashed your
You look
knee."
fantastic though.
Thanks, mate. Plenty of water.
Yeah. Is it?
Yeah. Just,
How much water? I don't drink enough water.
Do you know what?
I worry about that.
I mean, I don't drink as much as you should, but I'm always drinking water.
How much do you think you drink a day?
At least, I'm
Guess
at
it,
least
Tom.
a litre. 1 litre a day. yeah. I've got to be careful as well 'cause I'm peeing all the time. Yeah, just waterboard me now. He said he couldn't breathe. Let's test it.
Drink out the jug. Drink out the jug.
Yeah.
Down it.
This is just some pervert muff. It's a snuff film.
Yeah.
Muff film. It's in muff
Muff
film.
film.
2 litres a day, innit? Is what
It's
you're
2 litres
apparently meant
supposed to be.
do.
Yeah, but I don't reckon a litre maybe.
So
It's all right, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've known you a long time,
Long time. Yeah.
right? I always feel like we should be better friends than we actually are.
Well, we're from the same neck of the woods
I
as
know,
well, so it doesn't
but,
make
like,
sense.
as in,
Oh, really?
we don't ever really get to hang out.
No.
But I don't think I've ever really talked to you, and this is a good thing to ask you for the purpose of the podcast. Like when and how you got into comedy. So Silky was one of the people that got you started, but like take us back to then. Tell us a bit about like
So it would have been 2001, and I loved comedy growing up. I never thought I'd be a comedian. Never thought ever that I would do it. I remember someone saying, and I'm quite shy as a person, really. So me doing stand-up comedy was terrifying. I remember someone saying like it's like one of the hardest things you can do is stand up in front of people and do that. And then I got a job up the creek as a barman.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I was a funeral director at the time. I just come out of this really heavy breakup, and that was 8 months of just pure hedonism, carnage. And then
Can you be a funeral director off your tits?
yeah, you can.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. No, this is at the tail end. We were sort of breaking up, and then I got the job, and so we had this heavy breakup. It's January in 2001. It's
Turn
freezing
the
cold.
millennium, of course.
Yeah. We were all making sure the calendars were right, and we were like, hey, there was nothing crashed, nothing happened.
Sorry to bring him up again, but
Yeah.
you know that Busta Rhymes was convinced. You know that he was
going
convinced
on?
that the world was going to end in the year 2000, and so like his first 3 albums were all about the end of the world is coming.
Yeah.
and then it didn't happen, and then so he showed off his dreadlocks and became a gangster rapper instead.
Yeah, it's like
Didn't know what to do with
Jamiroquai.
himself.
Jamiroquai's first 2 albums were about saving the planet,
Ah.
and the third one was about having the biggest car collection in the world. So,
Well, there you go.
There you
so
go.
Yeah,
it was
sorry.
a confusing time.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
a funeral
yeah.
director.
as a funeral director, and I'm like, I can't do this. This is bleak, man. And I just happened to be in the canteen, and I turned the page, and there was this massive spread for this advert for Up the Creek. And I'm like, well, I used to work in a pub. I could probably do that. So I rang the guy straight away, and he went, yeah, come down. So I went there on the Friday night, and he walked me in. He went, this is where the comedy is. This is the bar. He goes, you can pull a pint. I went, yeah. He went, all right, I'll see you tomorrow. That was it.
Oh.
And then he went, he goes, you
Was
can
that
watch-
Paul?
It was, no, it wasn't Paul. It was Drew, one of the owners. And he went, well, you go, we've got the comedy, watch it if you like, you can stay here. And I remember watching a bit of it. Daniel Kitson was emceeing and all that. It was great.
Yeah.
And then, so I became a barman. Then I was a manager. And then I met Silky, and he was like, right, you've got your first gig on this date and you can't back out. So it was like 2 months
That's
of
great,
just sweating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Terrifying. Yeah. So I'm in my 20th year now.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm in October. I'll have been going 19 years. So I'm only
So
a year
you must have
behind you.
started. Yes, you must have started when you were like 14.
I was 21.
mate.
Yeah.
His belly keeps making noises.
Yeah,
I don't know
can
if
hear
you've
it. I
noticed.
thought it was mine.
No, it's mine.
No, it's him. I know.
What it is,
I
when
normally have that problem.
No, so what it is, for the listener at home who definitely can't hear that.
I don't know, man.
You can hear it.
You can hear it.
I can hear it. That was brutal, wasn't it? I'm like, is that me?
No, it's me.
Mate.
So basically, what it is,
Yeah,
coming
yeah.
here when we're recording 2 or 3 in a day, which we have to do to keep costs down and save the planet, travel, etc.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Whatever.
Oh, is that
Anyway,
why?
yeah, carbon footprint. And so I drink a lot of coffee and don't eat much food,
Right.
and that's what you're hearing.
And that's what
You're
happens
hearing
to
it
you.
go
But
through
I
the
do
system.
that. I don't get.
Yeah, but you're about 10 years younger than me.
Yeah, that's
Try
true.
being 40.
Okay, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
piece of shit. Okay.
Oh, yeah, you're that now, aren't you?
40 now,
40.
yeah.
But you don't look it.
Plenty of water, apparently.
Plenty of water.
I'm
Plenty of
not
water.
drinking enough water. But I do sleep
Just
well.
a sweaty, moist
But it
complexion.
could be sleep apnea, and I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'd say something that has started happening, which is terrifying. My arms keep going numb in my sleep.
Mate.
That's not right, is it?
No, that's real bad.
Is it real bad?
Yeah.
What do you think is wrong with it?
I think that's a maybe that's a
Along with the stomach. Who knows what's going on?
mate. That
Have
sounds
you
like
Googled it? My arms keep going numb at night. Come on.
Maybe got a blockage somewhere.
Numb arms.
That's a
during
circulation.
it only
Circulation issue.
It only started about 2 weeks ago. So I always sleep on my side, one arm.
I sleep on my
Yeah.
side.
Yeah.
Did you get numb
Occasionally, I think I might have. Occasionally,
Have you ever
get a
woke-
bit of a thing and roll over?
Have you ever woken up when your arm's been like above your head,
Yeah,
and then you can't feel it at all in the morning?
I have had that before. Yeah, it's
Frightening.
really weird, isn't it?
You're
No,
googling.
No, I was looking to see if
Numb
my
arms.
arms are okay.
Okay, and are they okay?
It's inconclusive from this. I've got to read a big thing. I am going to a doctor about it.
Okay, but what does this say? You've got high blood sugar. Yeah, definitely.
Maybe you're.
Yeah.
Is it?
What is high blood sugar?
Do you sleep on your side? Did you say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They shouldn't both be going numb.
Well, it's
No.
obviously a circulation issue. You're obviously blocking something. Maybe something.
It's linked to a host of back and other skeletal problems. I do have a bad back. It's probably
Got bad skeleton.
bad skeleton.
Yeah.
Not as bad as the one that's in my closet as well. Lovely stuff. Okay.
All right, that's
So,
the sleep
bad,
section.
So you got given 2 months to do first gig?
Yeah, and then it went from there. And then 20 years later, I've been around the world and had a really good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, played some amazing places. It's been great. Yeah.
And you're full circle, though it'll be before this comes out, so I don't know why I mention it, but you just told me on text, back to Up the Creek.
Yes, I'm up the creek next week actually.
Yeah, Up the Creek.
Headlining,
Yeah, great,
which
man.
is when I do that, it blows my mind. 'Cause I'm like,
Yeah.
I used to work behind the bar,
Yeah,
and
no.
now I'm headlining.
Yeah.
I can't get my head around
Can I
that.
just say, Bilal, headlining is like the person that goes on last.
And so, is that the worst person that you get on at the end? I don't
Yeah,
understand.
everyone's got on by then.
The best,
Right,
the
right,
best
right,
one is
right.
the one who does the shortest amount of time in the middle.
My second ever.
Whenever Joey's on, that's the best bit.
My second ever open mic, right? And I was such a shy, scared boy. Was we had to go to a place, pay £4 to perform. They'd write your
What?
name down, put it in a hat, and pick it out at random.
What?
And I think I was on last, and everyone had gone.
Mate.
Oh.
So was that headlining?
Yeah.
Am I?
Yeah, you
Headline
are
your
a
first gig?
headliner. Yeah.
Headline my first gig. Yeah.
I think that's a lot of those gigs. They are character building. I remember gigging out.
Yeah, man.
Gigging in New York, and I remember the first one I did when I got there. They wanted to see if I could do it, if I was ready for the room. So they put me in this other room, and it was all brand new acts, open spots. And I'm on, and I'm an open spot myself back here, and I'm on, and then as I'm on, everyone's just scribbling, and no one's looking at you. And I'm like, what is this? They went, oh yeah, we're all new acts. This is what they do. They just want to see.
How do you play that kind of?
Just
a room?
have to do it. You just do it.
You should do it.
And it was horrible.
But then they're like,
And then
okay,
they went,
you can
all
do
right,
it.
come through.
Yeah.
And they put you in the bigger room.
Yeah.
And then when I went back.
That's what this is. But this is
Yeah,
the bit
yeah,
before you
so-
go into the bigger room. To do the,
Is it? Oh, it's off menu through there.
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay. So then, I went back, and then they give you a proper slot, and then they go, and then they tell all the comics, like, right, so you're first, you're this, you're that. Oh, Rich, you've got checks, and you're like, what's checks? And that's when everyone pays their bill, and you're just on, and everyone's counting out and doing it. Yeah, it's horrible. But I think all of that strengthens you. It makes you a better comic.
I think it does to a point, but I
Yeah.
think to do that 20 years in would not be strengthening. Like I'm thinking about going to America to do some gigs. I
do it.
instantly don't fancy it. So I don't want to do that 20
Well,
years
not
in.
you don't have to do that.
You don't have to do that. That's just one example. It's not always like that.
Mm.
It might mean that. I mean, that was nearly 20 years ago now,
Yeah.
so not be different.
Yeah. You coming?
Yeah, you're doing the checks.
Ah.
Right. So what are we doing?
What the podcast, Bilal? Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah.
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 Yeah?
I'm loving this.
It's time for some problems.
It's
How's
always
your
like
coffee?
Always slick.
Yeah.
How's your coffee?
Coffee's great. Thank
How'd
you
you take
very
it?
much. In a cup.
Yeah.
I take it's just a flat white, normal flat white.
Yeah, me too.
I love it. I
Best,
tried
innit?
oat milk for a while. Was on that tip for a bit, but I'm not. No,
It's just sugar, though.
I'm just trying to lose weight.
It's just sugar.
Yeah, it's
oat milk.
oil and
Is it?
sugar.
Oil
yeah,
and
yeah,
sugar.
yeah. It's
The
all
oil makes it froth.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, shall I go Costa and say, can I have oil and sugar?
Yeah. I think. Why are you going Costa?
I'm not really.
It's the worst.
Coffee's
Is it?
very
I like
expensive
Costa. I
now.
don't like Costa.
Okay.
I don't go Starbucks. It tastes like dirt, and you should be boycotting all of them anyway.
Yeah, but you
Very
can't.
good.
You can't boycott everything.
You have to. I think you have
Everything.
to. I think we should boycott everything.
Yeah, you should boycott everything. Then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
boycott this podcast.
No, this
Oh,
is
no.
fine. There's no
Have
conglomerate
you been
behind it.
backing atrocities with your money?
He does, yeah.
In entertainment, yeah. So you're a new dad
I am a new dad.
for the
yeah.
third time, but there's been quite a gap in between albums.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, this is definitely the comeback tour.
Mm.
We'll see if it lasts.
And how's it going?
Yeah, good. What's funny, you know, when like they say like your parents become better grandparents, and but then there's a lot of their ways are a bit dated now and a bit different, and you know we don't do that anymore. But my wife actually said the other day, "I don't like the way you parent."
Oh wow!
And I went, "All right, yeah, fair enough." So I've got to sort of relearn.
How are you? What can you tell us? What it was that you were doing?
I think just giving him a bag of chicken nuggets and going, "There you go, son." Go,
Right, okay.
Tuck into that. No, I'd given him some bread, and he hasn't got any teeth.
Ah.
And I was like, he'll just gum it a bit, and he choked a bit on it.
Oh.
I'm like, all right, yeah, you're all right. And he just had some milk, so he just exploded. He just became this milk bomb in the restaurant. And I went,
okay.
do you know what? I held my hands up. You're right. That was a terrible, terrible judgment. So maybe she's right.
We eat bread and milk.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
We're
we've got
all right.
teeth and
I
capabilities.
mean, if you
got
had my
teeth.
stomach, I
Capabilities.
clearly shouldn't be eating bread and milk.
No, yeah, something's
Is this
happening there.
affecting the podcast? The reason I'm asking is 'cause it leads into my first problem of the day.
Okay.
That was really good,
You
man.
get fucked.
You have to watch this all day.
All day.
All day.
It's been all day. today.
Kay's never used to have a chair. He used to stand.
Oh, really?
The whole
Yeah,
time.
but then he got tired of the podcast.
Now he nods off in
yeah.
behind the camera,
Only person that's got sleep apnea is awake.
living in a nightmare.
Yeah.
No, so my problem this week
Mm-hmm.
is as we mentioned, I'm 40 now.
Mate,
right?
I can't believe that.
My girlfriend is 34.
Mm-hmm.
So you're getting into the territory. That's not my stomach, by the way. Can we
Mate.
just make that? It's the storm.
What is that?
it was your stomach.
No,
Yeah.
no, Elliot, that wasn't my stomach.
Someone's rolling. That's a bowling ball, isn't it?
Yeah.
weird.
Did
Don't
you know
usually
about the
get
bowling
that.
alley upstairs?
Oh, I'd love that.
I'd love that. But I'm getting to not immediately, but in the next couple of years, I've got to consider my future as to whether I'm going to actively decide not to have children.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
And as
That's
somebody who's
quite a
come to
big
it-
problem,
It is
you
quite
know.
a big problem. But as a new dad who's come to it for the third time, but with a big gap in between, I wanted to get your perspective on it.
Well, I never thought I'd do it again. I was done. I'd had the two boys, and I'm like, yep, I'm out of the woods. Never doing that again. Love them. They're both good lads. They've grown up to be decent human beings, and they're both 6'2", which is great parenting. I think
Yeah.
you'll find, considering I'm 5'7".
That's great
3/4. You know, it's not bad going. But and then I met
Your
and then
ex
I
was Dutch lady?
met- yeah. I've got a real thing for tall women.
Yeah.
It turns out.
Me too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he does.
My girlfriend's
I-
6 foot tall.
Well, this is it. Kate's my wife, and she's 6 foot when she's got cowboy boots on.
Yeah.
And the mother of my children before, Lisa, she was like 5'10", 5'10 and a half, 11. And then my exes have been all sort of nearly sort of 6 foot. And I because I don't think I realise, my brain doesn't realise how short I am.
Yeah.
So I barrel around like a much taller dude. And then it's only till I see photographs of myself in amongst other people. I'm like this little head. I'm like R2-D2 without the suit, right?
But I wouldn't think of you as a short person. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like you don't have short man energy by any stretch of the imagination.
No. Have you ever met someone who's got like small man syndrome?
Yeah.
They're always jacked and they're always angry.
Yeah.
Also, there's a lot of men with high pitched voices that are like massive.
Yeah.
That's how I see why you've
Me.
Yeah.
But doing it again, I didn't think I would. And then I met Kate and she was like, look, you know, I'm not getting any younger and I don't necessarily...
Can I just say nobody's getting any younger?
We're not getting any younger. We're older than when we got here.
Yeah.
And she just said, look, I don't necessarily want to, or maybe I can't, but, you know, I'd like the option to be on the table. What do you reckon? And I'm like, yeah, fine. Yeah, whatever. And it was like first go. Yeah. So here he is.
Can't stop the Wilson train.
Mate, I'm a proper dude farm as well, like 3 boys.
Yeah, right.
And he's 9 months, he's already massive. So I'm part of the problem.
Yeah. But how you feel like I'm not for 1 second saying do you regret it, but like what do I need to be, what are the pitfalls and what are the good points? Like what should I be considering at this moment? It's a difficult moment in my life.
Your fitness.
Oh.
Yeah. You need
well,
to be...
both my arms don't move when I fall asleep, so I don't know.
You've
This is
already
great.
failed because you're not be able to pick him up.
Can't even sleep.
Pick him up in your teeth. Your fitness. I'm now trying to be more aware of what I'm eating and how I'm eating and exercising more, and because it's hard, especially when you're older as well.
You're a gym person?
I used to be, but I've had to stop because I couldn't afford it. But I like going to the gym.
Home gym?
Yeah, yeah. Just get some old books.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, you need...
I've weights.
You need, for us, especially us comics, we need that motivation. Like, we need a place to go. Otherwise, you're not going to do it. You're going to buy the weights and you're going to do that. But unless you've got your discipline,
I run.
You're not doing it. Yeah. So if you do that, but you have to make sure you do it.
You have to tie up those laces.
So I was always like, I'm going to the gym. And that was like, I'm out the door. And it was like, yeah, I felt like I've achieved something in the day.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? I felt, when I was going a lot, I felt great, man.
Loved it. I used to have a personal trainer about 10 years ago. And he taught me how to do what to do in the gym. And that's it. So once you know the basics, you know, like pick that up, put that down, push that, do that.
Yeah. Don't talk to her.
Don't talk to her. Don't talk to him. Don't look him in the eye.
Wipe it down.
There was a fella in the gym in Brighton, and you know the actor Craig Parkinson?
No.
He was in Line of Duty and all that. Is it Line of Duty?
Don't know.
Anyway, he was in that. And so me and him sort of, he's a friend, he's mates with my wife's friends, and so we sort of know each other. And we saw each other in the gym and we were having a bit of a chat. And then he texted me later on, and he just went chinos. I saw him. There was a bloke in there wearing chinos, like he just wandered in from work.
Now sometimes I'll play comedians football.
Yeah,
and occasionally it's been 2 or 3 times where comedians turned up in jeans.
Really?
And I'm like, I'm not interested.
How can they do that?
I'm not interested.
No kit, nothing.
I've got no respect for you whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, you don't even, just a pair of shorts and some trainers, you must own those. Even Noel Fielding, funnily enough, when he came down.
He had full kit.
He had full kit. And everyone was saying, like, you're going to go and play football? What are you going to wear? It's like, well, shorts and football boots. What's wrong with you?
Very good footballer, actually.
Very good footballer.
Yeah. It's funny.
I had a great chat with him about wearing a cape, because he just had this article out saying at some point everybody should own a cape. And he said, and there was a story about Noel Gallagher walking up to him in this bar, and he went, "It's not the fact that you're wearing a cape, it's the fact it's a Tuesday." It's like really nice chat. And then he said, and then he talked about like certain people perceive certain people, like if you saw Noel walking around, you'd like, I want him to be wearing what he's wearing.
Yeah, you don't want to see him in a tracksuit.
Don't want to see him in a tracksuit. He said like that with Serge from Kasabian. Yeah. He said like when he's popped out in like joggers. And people are like looking at him weird.
Yeah, like people wouldn't want to see you wearing anything nice.
Yeah, I never want to see you out of any. I would hate that in a big fur coat.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So you stick to your grey tops.
Okay.
But he did say that he saw the lead singer of a '60s band called The Seeds I can't remember his name. His name's like Sky Unit Axelrod or something like that. It's
Right.
like a mad name. And he said he saw him walking up the street as a total wizard. And he's like, absolutely, that is exactly what you should
Would you
look
dress
like.
as a wizard, Bilal?
I guess I have to, right?
What kind of wizard would you be, though?
Purple.
Purple, yeah. Classic.
What would you? What kind of wizard?
Oh, man, I don't know. I think I'd go more green.
Oh yeah,
I love green, yeah. I think I'd be a wizard of the,
Now-
like one with the planet.
Forest wizard,
Yeah,
yeah.
forest wizard.
What about you?
I would just like slick black coat. Was it like a bit evil?
Black.
Like
You
a
can't wear
warlock.
black.
I don't know.
You'd go warlock.
Good eye. Okay.
Why have you got to be evil?
I'll go warlock.
Why are you being evil for?
Because I'm always.
Because he's such a nice bloke. He's quite the juxtaposition, isn't it?
You like to paint me out as some sort of villain on here, but I'm actually very amenable.
He's bad. The things he does that he doesn't talk about on this podcast.
Got a dark side.
No, I don't.
Oh,
I don't
Joey's
not-
up to stuff.
I don't
Yeah.
talk about not having an illegal fire stick.
Don't bring that up, man.
Who's got that?
Huh?
Who's got that?
I don't even
one.
know what that
No,
is.
no.
Right, yeah. Cool.
No,
No
no.
doubt.
How is being a parent again? You must have to be up early all the time.
Yeah.
How is that alongside?
No, if you've got
gigging?
sleep apnea, you can just go. Oh, sorry, I've got.
Do
to
you
stay
know
in bed."
what? I've actually been really lucky, and my wife, the brilliant comedian Kate McGann, I've said to her, look, I'll do the night shift, and I'll have the boy. Like, if I come in from a gig, I said, like, I'll have him and blah blah.
Give me
blah.
the boy.
Give me the boy. But she's like, I can't relax. She doesn't trust me.
Yeah.
To
Yeah, she just
keep
gives
him
him the
alive.
bread.
Give him a
You're gonna
whole,
give
a
him bread
whole
at
French
4 a.m.
French stick.
sitting there with a baguette, trying to
Yeah,
tiger
yeah.
loaf, trying to pelican the tiger loaf at 4 a.m. But she's like, I can't relax. And even if I'll be in the other room in bed, I'm like, the slightest noise and I'll be up. So there's no point. So she's like, so she does the nights, and then there'll be some mornings I'll get up and I'll take him, and then she has a lie in. So we do it that way. And yeah, it's nice. We haven't slept in the same bed for like over a year.
Right.
One, because of my snoring.
Yeah.
And two, because Kate had a really bad pregnancy. She was really uncomfortable. And now she's got the lad. She's like, he's in there
Yeah.
more than I am. So
Yeah.
I get a good 8 hours when I'm not trying to kill myself with my own head.
Yeah.
So, other than fitness, what should I be considering?
Keep Peppa Pig out of your life.
Okay.
We're managing it so far.
Yeah.
Loads of people have tried to palm off a load of Peppa Pig stuff. We had this big mat that had buttons on it, and you just laid a kid on it, and then it presses all these buttons and does things. We bin that off. That went straight away. Whoever gave us that, that's gone.
The
then all of
present that we've bought you, we're going to just take it back because it's.
Can I take it back and swap it for Bluey?
Well,
Bluey's
Bluey's
great.
good.
Bluey's great. Yeah, this Australian dog family.
Yeah.
So have Bluey.
Bluey.
Don't have Peppa Pig.
Okay.
Go for Bluey. mate.
Why? Why do you hate Peppa Pig?
It's just so annoying.
Okay.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
And my wife's vegetarian, so
People have been saying in the comments on YouTube that you are the Peppa Pig of this podcast.
That's not true.
that seems quite offensive on
What about
many
Bing?
levels.
Yeah.
Actually,
Have you seen Bing?
Bing?
Bing. That's a CBBC one that loads of
I
parents hate.
prefer.
But my
Ask
niece used to love
Jeeves.
it. Right, okay. Yeah. It's a little rabbit, but parents really hate him. But I guess he's not around anymore.
I think you can go back. There's so many
What about
good things from
just
the
a
past.
good old
like
honest
Pob.
Thomas the Tank Engine? Thank you very
Thomas the
much.
Tank Engine, Pob.
Who's Pob?
Pob was his
Pob
puppet,
was great.
and Pob would pop up, and and at the beginning he'd go, it's our Pob.
That is
it's
what
our
I would
Pob."
do. If
And
I
then-
had a kid, I would have like a retro. Like, I'd
Yeah.
only show him YouTube videos of like what was the other thing?
There was
Uh,
there's loads.
Obviously, you've got Rainbow.
Rainbow. You've got Rosie and Jim.
Yeah, Rosie and Jim.
So
he would
many.
homeschool his kids.
Yeah.
Bod.
I mean.
You can't.
Yeah.
He would.
We know there was someone said that they homeschool their kid, and we said to the kid, like, "What's your favourite lesson?" And they said Lego.
Yeah.
Rich, what problem have you brought into the podcast for us to solve?
So, right. So this is. I thought long and hard.
Here we go.
on the train on the way
Here
in.
we go.
Salute.
People keep giving me their old video game consoles,
Oh,
Okay.
and I don't know what to do with them. I'm inundated. They're just. I've got so many. I
Why
don't know
did
why,
this
'cause I'm not a
start?
gamer.
right.
So it started off. I had so after the lockdowns, I'd split up with my partner at the time, and I ended up moving in with my barber, and I had this old Xbox 360 that was my middle son's, which I bought. I bought it for him when it came out, and then when it got upgraded, I ended up buying it off him for 50 quid, and so he could get the new one. So I've got this Xbox 360. And we used to play GoldenEye on it all the time, like in the lockdowns and all that. Brilliant game. Eating pizza, getting stoned, playing GoldenEye. Fantastic. To the point, I genuinely thought like the jungle was an actual place I'd been to on holiday.
Right.
Right.
What kind of holidays is it going?
Not really. Yeah, just running around the woods. But we didn't. But I'm not really a gamer. It was just that moment in time. But then I was going to people's houses. And then they were like, oh, I've got this brilliant game. I'm like, oh, yeah, let's have a look. And I'll be playing it. And then they go, oh, you can have this. And so they're giving me consoles. And I've got like 4 or 5 now.
What have you got?
I've got a PlayStation 1 or Xbox One. Xbox. This is what I don't even know.
Right.
I've got...
Balal's licking his chops.
I don't even know. What there's one that looks like it's like a brutalist, like, architecture. It's like black. Looks like Darth Vader. Looks like Kylo Ren.
Might be a PS3, maybe.
Might be. It's black, sloped, and quite a later one. But I've got loads. There's one I have to keep. There's one I do have to keep because it's got value beyond money. That I won't mention it. It was just given to me by someone. And it comes from someone really special, so I've got to look after that one.
Hugh Edwards.
It was Hugh Edwards, yeah. Well, I didn't know, man.
You can't mention it on air.
Why did Hugh Edwards give you a GameCube?
Why does Hugh Edwards do anything?
Because he's got the money.
Have you seen the picture of him waiting? Anyway, there's that picture of him. He arranged to meet the person.
Oh, did he?
And then the stepdad turned up instead.
I didn't know that even happened. We should get him on here.
Get him on. He's got nothing to do at the minute. That's why they're going, right, you got to pay back your 200 grand that we gave you.
Have you looked at selling these?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
it doesn't seem like a massive problem here, Rich. Just sell them.
Never said that.
Sell them or dump them.
But I'm going to have. I feel bad.
Is it that you've become a beacon for these things? Is that the problem? Like, because I like David Bowie, right? But people panic and go, Joe likes David Bowie. We'll get him some David Bowie tap for his birthday.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know, I got a David Bowie t-shirt for my birthday.
It's all right.
Yeah, I've got loads.
It's like my nan, for years, we used to buy her elephants. Like every birthday, Christmas, buy her elephants. I don't even remember why that happened. And then one day, she just went, I fucking hate elephants.
Oh, no.
And my nan never swore. She just, I fucking hate elephants. And she had a flat full, every shape, size. She had like really long ones, like big long legs, like from Africa. And then she had like one over here that was like this big balloon one. She was inundated with elephants.
And you don't know why that even started?
No.
Oh, my God.
Well, if anybody's thinking of getting me a gift, I really love money.
Get him an elephant.
Yeah, I'd love to be inundated with money.
Yeah.
Be nice. But I don't know what...
If you'd have done your gratitude list, you'd be by now.
You got to manifest, man.
Yeah,
manifest.
I don't think the people that have given you
the great festival if you've not been.
Yeah.
They're not going to care.
Do you not think so?
No, because they just wanted to get rid of them. Really.
Yeah.
They're giving it away for free.
Yeah, it's true.
And they won't even remember.
No.
They're not going to say...
I'm just worried they're going to come round and go, what happened to that?
Where's that PS3?
Yeah.
That'd be quite rude.
But then you just go... But then what you do is you go... They got damaged in the flood. And then you'll get more.
The baby peed on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they gave it to your other kids. Or
maybe I'll start a retro arcade.
Yeah.
In like a room like this.
It's like I went to a place in New York with brilliant comedian Pat Bircher.
Oh, brilliant,
right?
Yeah.
And it was a laundrette. But you open one of the laundrette doors and it opened the whole like row of doors, and you went in and it was a pinball bar.
Oh, amazing.
So maybe if it's in the back of something that you wouldn't expect.
That's cool. There's a bar in Manchester on Oldham Street, along from the Frog and Bucket, called Blockbusters. And it's done out like a Blockbuster. It's got all the videos and it's even got the porn section through the chains. So all the walls are lined with...
How long's that been there?
That's been there not long, a couple of years maybe.
Right. I used to live near there.
Right.
That's why I don't know.
Yeah, right.
They made it especially when you
on the left-hand side. Yeah,
I used to do Beat the Frog. Did you ever do Beat the Frog?
Only in the privacy of my own home.
Did you ever beat the frog? Now we all know what his cock looks like.
Got a problem, mate? Podcast, everybody.
Has he got a big bulbous neck?
I'm
bit?
working here. Hey, everyone, I'm working. It's a good old-fashioned joke.
Really good. That was one of the top 10 Joey Page moments.
Now, whoever said I didn't get, I didn't get enough recognition for the joke I did about Steven Seagal, I bet I'd get it from you lot this time. Okay?
No, it wasn't the audience. They loved it.
Yeah,
It was me and the guest who didn't react.
Yeah,
at all.
We were talking about Steven Seagal in a movie where he was a chef, and I said, I bet his name was Al Dente because he's still a bit hard. Okay. I'm going to try that again next week, everyone.
I think you won with the frog.
So I've got a
Charity shops.
What?
Just get rid of
Charity
them.
shops.
Just bin them.
Well, yeah, if they're in the way.
Yeah.
Like, the thing is, you might need one as a DVD player or Blu-ray or whatever. Bluey. Apart from that, though, don't play them.
Yeah, I think you're right. You're right. I mean, I get attached to things. So there's one that my son gave me, my eldest son. I want to keep that because he gave it to me. The Xbox 360, that's going to come round. That's almost like a classic, vintage.
Yeah,
that's hang on to that.
What you could do is say to your son, look, I don't need this anymore, but I would like to free up the space to get something else.
What else you got?
That would be memorable. So I'm going to go and buy something, but I'd like you to choose it.
Right.
And it's something you actually want.
Yeah. But it's not. Do you know what though? To be honest, it's not an issue.
Yeah.
Really.
It's a non-issue. Your life's going great. You came on here to just say my life's going great.
Yeah. When you said you've got to bring a problem, I'm like, oh man.
But I did actually tell you to do that in advance, didn't I?
You did.
Which Bilal forgets to do when he gets a guest on. So you're lucky that I invited you on.
I have forgotten.
I've got a listener's problem here that I would like to run past you, Rich.
Love this.
This is sort of connected to what we were just talking about. It's called decluttering.
There we are.
Okay. All right. This is from Matty. He says, my apartment is a disaster. Who's calling it an apartment, by the way?
Yeah, where's
my
Matty
apartment is a disaster. I keep telling myself that I've got to declutter, but I never get round to it. Any tips for getting started? How can I be harsh and make sure that I get rid of enough stuff to make it worth doing?
Well, you've got like 6 PlayStations, so I mean,
but that's why I'm like.
But I think in that instance, he's got I think black bags, mate, just along the side, all in the black bags.
Because here's the thing.
Over the balcony.
Here's the thing. It's an apartment, so
yeah. It's going to be up. It's going to be up high.
You know, me and you, we're renowned for enjoying a bit of clobber.
True.
Right? How do you go about thinning the herd? Because that's where I'm bad at it. Decluttering clothes. Like, so I'm always like, well, that'll come back around. But sometimes you've got I've got a sort of holding shelf.
Right.
Where if I haven't touched it in like a year.
Yeah.
When I do a big clear out, I'll put it on that shelf. And then the next time I come to a big clear out, if it's still there, it's got to go.
Yeah.
That's a good system.
If you haven't worn it for a while. I used to have loads of shoes and trainers in boxes. Like I hadn't worn them. And I'm like, what am I saving them for? So now I'm wearing them. Like some of them you can't get anymore, and a lot of you can't get them anymore. And you're like, and then someone said sell them, and I'm like, well, there's a couple I'll sell, but the others I'm like, I'm going to enjoy them. I'm going to wear them. It's like if you have a classic car, there's no point having it in the garage.
No,
drive it. Drive it around. It's pointless keeping onto it.
I find cars quite pointless, apart from to get around in, because you can't see what it looks like when you're in it.
Mate, that's not the point.
Oh.
I've actually just bought myself a modern classic, and it's a Mitsubishi Galant 2002, and it looks the nuts. It's a bit scratched and things like that, so it doesn't matter if it gets bashed. But it's someone said if Bruce Wayne had kids, this is what he'd drive.
Wow.
Yeah, it's an estate car as well, which is good for when I do gigs. I can put an airbed in the back, which I've done. Just crash out in the back.
Oh, that is a good car.
Yeah. And so when I'm driving that, I feel cool.
But is it reliable?
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Because that's what I've got.
Can't drive it in the
Vauxhall Astra.
Have you?
And it never fails because it's my mechanic. He was like, what you want to do for the job you do is get a Vauxhall Astra because their engines just go.
He's been sleeping in it.
I had what
I've been renting out the spare room in it. Back.
Is it full of shit though?
It's full of camping gear at the moment.
Right.
Which is bad if you watch last week's episode because we are recording 2 in a day. I haven't left it another week.
Say
I'm just saying my car's still parked in Acton.
We
I'm having all
change
sorts of
clothes.
problems.
You know that?
We
We
change
change our
clothes.
clothes.
Just change clothes.
But
So
not
people wouldn't
attitudes.
know.
We are seeing behind the scenes now.
Yeah.
I
So-
had a Vauxhall Astra. My wife gave it to me when she got another car, and a brilliant car, but it was a convertible, and it just leaked. So all the electrics were just knackered, and so in the winter time it was terrible. So you turn it on,
And get a
like
shock.
Christmas tree.
Oh.
But to help Matty out here, you're basically telling him to do something that you wouldn't do.
Yeah, bin it, bin the lot.
Yeah.
Get your clothes, sort them out, and the rest of it, black bags, mate.
Do you
Can't take it
guys-
with you, Matty?
No.
Do you
Where have you
guys?
gone?
Do you use those Hoover bags?
Oh yeah.
They're pretty
Got
good.
a few of them.
Yeah.
What, where you
suck the
shrink
air
it
out.
down?
Yeah,
yeah.
they're quite
They're really
fun.
good for storage.
Yeah.
Why? I want to know why Matty. What's going on with Matty? Why is he so
Yeah.
untidy?
Yeah.
What's going on, Matty? What's
Well,
going on, mate?
I'm quite untidy. Like, I'm not unclean, but I am untidy. Like,
Yeah, I've been to your
like-
flat when you were in East London.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I genuinely thought you'd been burgled.
Okay, cool. I don't remember you coming there. But
Yeah, don't you remember? We went out for a beer.
Yeah. But I don't
and
remember you
went
coming back to
yours.
mine.
Yeah, I went back to yours.
Okay.
Yeah, you were there
Yeah, right. Yeah.
because I remember looking and because you had some records and I was like,
Oh, yeah.
oh yeah, Damon Albarn.
Yeah.
Wicked.
Yeah.
Um,
But I'll it has to get messy and I'll do a big tidy, but
Yeah.
I'm not good at doing it as I go along. And
My
I'd really
ex-
like to change that.
my ex was shocking.
Yeah.
It honestly was like a landfill.
Mm.
And you'd go, and then I got bored tidying up in the end, so I just lived in
Mm.
it because you go, I can't keep doing this every day.
I've got better as I've got older,
Yeah.
especially as I live on my own. I'm better
Yeah.
at it, but
I think it's just good for you. It's just to have
Oh,
things
yeah.
put away, stacked up nicely. I've spent so many years.
Chucking stuff away is great.
Honestly, mate, if you can do it, if
Yeah.
you can, because I had like racks and racks of books. I'm never going to read these.
Even better, there are companies like charities that will come and take stuff.
Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
You can just box
they're
it
not
up.
coming in my house.
Brilliant.
Next thing you know, they're asking if you've got a TV
You
license.
need,
I know what they're up to.
you need to be on hoarders, mate.
Yeah.
So, Rich, to round out today's show, we've got a little feature. It's normally based on our guest. It's called Guest to Impress.
Guess to impress everybody.
Lovely.
And this one is based on your surname. So, sorry about that.
I thought that
That's
was
not
mine.
rumbling again. No, it's still me.
It's still him. Yeah.
So, you know the film Castaway?
Yes.
You've got Wilson stranded on the
Yep.
desert island.
Yep.
I'm going to put you, Rich Wilson, in some survival situations, and you've got to tell me how you would handle it.
Okay.
Shut up.
It's really good.
Thank you.
Are you like this when it's your guest, when you've chosen the guest?
Yeah, sometimes. It's this is Joey's big bit, the guest to
Okay.
impress.
Okay.
Okay,
It
more than
sometimes goes
8,000
bad.
people a year are bitten by snakes. If you was to get bitten by a snake in a remote location, what would you do, Rich Wilson?
Die. That's what's happening. That's what's happening.
This
There's
is gonna-
no. Well, you see all these things like suck it out or do what, and you're like, no, I'm going to get bitten. I'm going to panic. I'm going to shit myself
And lie down.
and lie down and die because I'm like, well, what's the point?
So my girlfriend's mate was out in the sticks of Africa doing some research with her dad, like they're working on a research project. And she got stung by a scorpion in the middle of the night, and they were like a day away from anything.
Oh my God.
And she just had to ride it out and hope she didn't die, which she didn't.
Wow.
Yeah, so maybe that's not the worst
Well,
worst answer there, Rich. Just ride it out.
You know, comedian Nate Bargatze. He's got brilliant American comedian, and he's got this bit when they said like if you get bitten by a snake, it's like what you got to do is grab the snake and then take it with you to the vet and go, this is what bit to the doctor. Go, this is what bit me. He goes, are you mental? He goes, who told you to do that? The snake. He's like, he goes, because all that's going to happen, I'll get bitten again.
Yeah. Take a picture of it if you got your phone.
Mate, if I get bitten by a snake, that's it.
You're
It's
going
game
down.
over. I'm not going to go, where's my phone? What
Grab
kind
your
of
sleep
snake?
apnea mask.
Let
Bit of
me-
oxygen, you'll be all right.
It doesn't matter who we are. I like Bane. But, it's not... I don't know. I'd like to think that I'd have the wherewithal to do something about it, but I got a good feeling I'll probably just die.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Die?
Yeah.
Well, you just got, what are you going to do? You got to float. Just float and hope. Mind you, the shipping lanes are so busy now, I reckon someone will find you.
Yeah.
Someone will find you.
You'd end up in an Amazon container ship, get yourself some new clothes, get yourself an air fryer or two, carry that off the
That's
boat.
why
with
it
you.
just floats by.
Yeah.
I'd love to find one of those containers. They're always falling
right.
off ships, aren't they?
You should go on that show where they have to bid on them.
Oh, is that what they do?
Yeah.
I've seen the one
Storage Wars.
Is that
what
what
it is?
they? Is that what they're doing
Storage
now?
Wars.
Yeah. So it's a container that's been found.
Yeah.
And people bid on it. And I think like they have an idea sometimes of what might be in it because it's like, but one time it was a sports car, but it feels a bit, that felt fake.
Yeah, I mean,
When they opened it and it was
yeah.
just a sports car. And that's it.
That's how Rich got his car.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, who just floated by.
And how would you set yourself up, Rich, if you were stranded on a desert island?
I think I'd be all right at that, actually.
Yeah.
I think if it's an island and it's got, you've got maybe some coconuts or whatever. But
You're
then
allowed to take one record with you, apparently as well.
You're allowed to take a record. Can't play it, but you can take it with you.
Yeah.
Was it, again, I'll quote another comic, Ardlo Hanlon, who used to say that if he was stranded on an island, and they said, like, you could have one book, what would it be? And he said it would be a big inflatable book called How to Build Oars Out of Sand. I think I'd be all right, actually, if I did, because I'd go back to when I was a kid building dens and things like that, so I could build a shelter.
Yeah.
And I reckon I'll be able to catch a fish or something. And
I reckon you'd be able to
I think I'd be all right at that.
Spear a fish.
Yeah. Catch a snake.
Yeah.
Sounds quite fun, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, if it was like the Hollywood version.
Exactly.
Yeah,
if it's like
you'd
in
be
films,
the biggest comedian on the island, Bilal.
You better headline.
I could headline finally.
You imagine that, and you turn around Mirth Control, set a gig up the other side of the island.
Okay, that's the end of that feature.
Okay.
Yeah.
Quicksand?
Oh,
You
yeah,
don't
we can
wanna
do
say?
quicksand. No, just because Rich's answer has routinely been, just die.
No, but I think the last one I answered all right.
Yeah,
Well,
you
quicksand, like that. This has been well documented online. Actually, everyone said that they thought that quicksand would be more of an issue when
In life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do remember when I was a kid. I was in Ireland. I was about 10 years old, and we were down in Galway. And where we were playing on this beach, it was like this. There was the water ran out to sea, and then there was this whole like pile of beach. And I'm like, I was only a little kid. I'm like, I'm gonna go over there. There's no one on there. So I'm over there and I'm playing with my Star Wars figures and I'm jumping around, and everyone's waving, so I'm waving back, and it was all quicksand. And I'm like sinking in it, thinking, it's just wet, I'm a kid.
Yeah.
But everyone was waving to come back because you shouldn't be over there.
And did you just get out and walk back?
I just got out and my dad came over. Dad came over and got me.
I'm trying to find places where there is.
So that's what I do.
actual
So
quicksand.
if I fell in quicksand now, hopefully my dad's around.
Yeah.
Could lasso me out.
So wait, what was the thing that came out recently? Is it that quicksand is not as bad
Loads
as
of
people
well,
imagined?
it was always in films, wasn't it? In all the films,
Yeah.
like the horses would go
Terrifying.
into quicksand. It was in Doctor Who quite a bit. It was in.
It's been in so much
Flash
stuff.
Gordon. It was in all sorts.
It's on Morecambe Bay. Apparently.
Shall we go?
Really?
Yeah, we're going to investigate that. It's
Well,
home
it's
to
like-
some dangerous quicksand.
Cornwall as well.
Cornwall.
Oh, mate.
Okay, well let's go sit down on
But
it.
it's all things like the Bermuda Triangle was an issue when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And that's ironically it's vanished. It's not even around now.
Yeah.
It's not a thing.
Not since they invented the black boxes
Yeah.
on aeroplanes,
All right.
I reckon.
You reckon? Yeah, but what happened to those the two airlines that just vanished?
But they didn't say Bermuda Triangle.
No.
Is this conspiracy?
Yeah,
No,
it's a
this
new
is going
podcast now.
back. 9/11 was an inside job, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy's inside the plane.
That's one of the funniest things I've ever heard. Someone worked out how many people it would take to keep that lie going, and it's in the hundreds of thousands of people. There's no way humans aren't to be trusted.
The thing I don't get though with quicksand is
Yeah.
if the Earth is flat, where does it go to?
Straight out the bottom.
Yeah.
Just disappear.
You just in space.
Into
Yeah.
space.
I don't
Yeah.
mind.
Into space.
Into space, obviously.
Get me into space.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure.
I think it's very important that we promote your podcast.
Thank you. Insane in the Membrane.
Yes.
It's out most Thursdays if I can get round to it.
Yeah.
And we've had some great guests. We had James Smith from Yard Act on recently.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Respect.
Heston Blumenthal's been on, David Baddiel. There's some good ones.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've got some good ones coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got Sim from 80s Matchbox Beeline Disaster.
I feel safe from
Trying
Little
to get
Sims.
on- Yeah, from The Sims.
Yeah.
We've got some good guests coming up. So yeah, stay tuned. That's
Yeah.
available on all podcast platforms. And I've also got, when is this coming out?
In about a month.
Okay.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So this might be too late then.
Go on, go for it.
10th of October, I've got my first solo show at a Comedia in Brighton.
Oh,
lovely.
nice. Are
Yeah.
you going on tour?
Yeah,
Yeah.
hopefully. Yeah, do it myself.
But you just got one date.
One day,
Okay, cool.
see how it goes.
Yeah, yeah.
It's already award nominated, so
Great.
yeah.
There
I'm
you
doing all
go.
right. There you go.
There you go.
It's that.
And check out Rich Wilson's Instagram, which is
I am Rich Wilson.
yeah.
I've also got a special on ITVX and Amazon Prime.
Oh,
Oh.
sweet. I'm gonna watch
So
it. I
have a
didn't know
look.
that. I'll
Yeah,
watch it.
yeah, I
Oh,
know.
nice.
Yeah, I've made 85 quid from it.
Ah, cool. That's a success.
It's been out a
That's
year
what
and
you
a
get for
half.
headlining, Bill.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
85 of the King's pounds.
Yeah. Thanks so much for coming
My
on.
pleasure. Thanks for having me.
It's been lovely.
See you next week, everyone.
Good night.
Gap 'em.